All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Age of Empires. Welcome back to the River Dispute Best of Three series here. So we are in game three. East taking a loss here in game two. The West team just showing themselves to be absolutely dominant on Arena. Michael Pick and Noah Don putting early pressure on Goob. The Turkish picks, which combined with the Teutons in Goob's base, just crippling him early. And honestly, it was a beautifully done game from the West team here. So we're going into the finale of the series. We're going to go through our introductions real quick. Noah Don here in the light blue playing as the Ethiopians. Michael Pick playing the pocket in the back. Green as the Byzantines. And then Merce in the dark blue playing as, what is this, Goths. And then for the East, over here in the red, we have Icarius in the red. As I already said, he's in the red playing as the Maya. That's the Maya, right? Yeah, Maya. Okay, yep. Icarius in the red playing as the Maya. And Name Satchel here in the yellow playing as the Goths. And then Goob in the pink playing as the Bengalis. So more comfort picks here across the board, to be honest, from each of these players. Noadon, he plays the Ethiopians not unrarely at all. What am I? Not rarely, not unrarely. He plays them commonly. I don't know how the best way to say that is, but the point is that he plays the Ethiopians commonly. He knows the Civ. Noadon likes to go for the Shotel warriors from the castle. With the Ethiopians, they're a very glass cannon, high damage, low health rating unit that he can combine pretty well with Rams, as we've seen some in gameplay with him before. And then his teammate Michael Pick in the green here as the Byzantines. Talk about comfort pick. I mean, this is basically Michael Pick's bread and butter. Plays the Byzantines very often. He knows the Civ very well, so lots of different openings. He could play trash units from the barracks. He could play, spears and skirms for super cheap because the Byzantines get those cheap trash units. But he could also go for the Cataphracts late. It's an expensive unit, but they get the trample damage. They're anti-cav, so they're an extremely strong unit for late game. And then Merce here in the Goths. The Goths, I'm just seeing the blue, and green dots coming over here. I'm going to interrupt myself for a second. So 3 scouts from the West team are here at Goob's base. Okay, yep, I see. So if you remember from game 1 on Coastal Forest, they had their scouts up on, I'm going to see if I can maybe clip this into the video and overlay it. But they were scouting on the East team's water, on their East team's shoreline, expecting one of them to go for water. And none of the East team ended up actually going for water, so the scouts were made pointless there somewhat. So I think they're trying to go for that again here. So yep, looks like we're patrolling back and forth here. So definitely looking for villagers trying to put docks down, which they're gonna see. Now Goob, he's gonna see the. Did they see the? Okay. Okay, so they see that the dot goes down, and now they're gonna see the villager. The Merce's scout missed that for a second, but yeah, this villager's gonna go down. No loom. Goob actually trying to do his best to block with the other scout. Not gonna be too successful though, but bringing some backup. Since this is Dark Age for everyone, these scouts will die pretty quickly. Goob's trying to micro his weak villagers away, but he's gonna lose another, and he's gonna lose a third. But he's bringing more villagers, and the 3 scouts for the West team are gonna go down. So now there's a scout for Goob, and his teammates Icarius and Name Satchel still have theirs. So the scouting is gonna be huge here for the East team. Obviously, West putting a little bit of a wrench in Goob's economy early, putting him 3 villagers behind is going to hurt a lot. But coincidentally, the Bengalis actually get 2 villagers every time they reach the next age. So even if everyone has perfect villager economy production for the rest of the game, you'd think Goop behind, but because of that bonus, by the time he gets feudal and then castle age, that will put him back to a normal place. But he's gonna get this. He's gonna get the fishing ships up. Gonna go double dock, and then the scouts are dead for the West team. So just to finish off these introductions, Ikarias Maya. This is a comfort pick from him. Obviously, I said at the beginning, this is comfort picks for everyone. I think I've said this maybe every game so far. But these are versatile players, right? They're going to be comfortable in a few different options. And since there's no draft here in this series, then there's no civilization banning. There's free picks, so no problem there. But the Maya from Ikarias is a solid archer civ. He's going to get a lot of plumes out. He's going to be able to get those archer upgrades pretty easily. Aren't they cheaper? Am I... okay, no, cheaper archers. Whoa. I didn't actually realize that. So there's a strong, they're a very strong economy unit, 15% longer resources lasting. This is just all resources last 15% longer. That's really strong. I don't know if I've ever played with the Maya, on purpose at least. They get an extra villager at the beginning, so similar to the Chinese in that way, but not as crippling with the food discount or the food loss. And then they get cheaper archers. So definitely a heavy archer civ from Ikarias. Comfort pick from him. I believe he has a lot of experience with that civilization. Name Satchel. We're going to see... I hardly have to say anything at all, actually. Well, hold on. Name Satchel. There we go. Splitting up his barracks production, but he's playing the Goths. If you've seen any of the videos that I've made that have any hint of this player in them, you're gonna see him play infantry rushing in the feudal age. Heavy infantry rushing in the feudal age, and he's switched it up. Usually he plays the Vikings for this. They get stronger infantry units with more HP, and then they get the free wheelbarrow, they get the free economy upgrades, right? So it makes them really strong for that. But the Goths actually get cheaper units, and as they progress in age, they get even cheaper. But even in feudal age, there's a 20% discount across the board, food and gold, for infantry from the Goths. And then they also get more attack versus buildings, and this is a feudal castle, so they get an extra attack versus buildings. So with arson, that's +3 attack versus buildings. And we're 13 minutes out into the game, and he's already sending units out. So not really much else to be said. We've definitely seen this before. This is a really strong strategy from Name Satchel, and especially in a team game like this, if he's able to get some damage early, maybe set one of the players from the west behind, that could be really strong. And then for Goob here playing the Bengalis, I'm going to try to do my best to finish off the recap as I watch this. But the Bengalis, we've seen this before from Goob. He loves to play the Ratha Rush, right? He loves to get a super fast castle up and get Ratha out. They're a really strong castle age unit. I'm just going to interrupt myself here for a second. One villager down from my Merce, and he's not going to be able to finish the barracks actually at 90%. Lots of pressure here from Name Satchel super early in the game. The town bell's going to get rung. And these guys do have their upgrades. So really well played here from Name Satchel. Merch is going to try to drop a defensive tower within the range of his town center. This is a super safe option. It's not going to cover a lot. Really, it's only going to cover his some of his gold and just this wood line. So it's not going to be able to do a ton, but look, this tower is just going to go down. All the villagers are going to garrison. So I lied. The tower's not going to go down. It's going to go up, and these men-at-arms from Name Satchel are going to be thwarted in their efforts here at the beginning, at least, to start. Now, Michael Pick, 8 seconds away from the castle age, so we have a game plan from him. There's archers out. Sorry, archery range is already up. Maybe elite skirm, maybe archers out. I don't think we've seen any unit production yet from him, but there is some fishing from green and blue on this side. And then just to recap back over here, Bengalis, they play the Rathas, but Goob, he's getting to the castle age. and he doesn't have any villagers on stone. So, not gonna expect one of those fast castles, the red phosphor type castles. And now Name Satchel pressuring the barracks that does go up for Merce is actually really smart. Even though you don't have a lot of units, can't necessarily get in and get a lot of villager kills, even though he might be able to find this. And if he knew about the dock, that would be huge to take the dock down from Merce. But again, as we talked about, these guys have got arson, and they've got... can we actually see if they have arson? I believe he does have arson. I mean, these guys are just melting the barracks here. And now 10 men-at-arms in Merce's base. I mean, houses are going to go down, and at this point in the game, even that's a problem. Up here in the north, Goob's going to finish off his second town center, and Bodkin Arrow is going to come in. So, yep, okay, Elephant Archer is now going to be produced from him. So he's going to steer away from the Ratha, and he's going to go for Elephant Archers. Michael Pick, he's in the Castle Age. He has villagers forward, and he has 650 plus stone. So he has enough to put a castle down. Looks like he's going to go ahead and do that. Yep. Going to put a defensive castle in Merce's base with these villagers. Name Satchel, just insane pressure here, and it's not stopping. I mean, the production is just continuing to go as he adds farms. I mean, this is just brutal. Green signaling in Merce's base. Lots of villagers under fire here. See if we can see. Okay, yeah, so 9 kills for Name Satchel. He's losing a ton of units here, though. So full tower, full garrison, town center, and not a lot of value now from these units. But that's a lot of idle eco time. And a few villager kills there as well. Merce has lost 10 villagers. I think that's the right number. He's lost 10 units, and I don't believe he's made any military. Fishing continuing from both players down here. Goob, 3 docks up here. Third town center going down. Just full boom up in the north. No pressure, since all of it's down here at Merce's base is going to allow him to boom really heavily. Same here for Noadon. He's going on stone. Noadon is up to the Castle Age, so he's going to try to put a castle down as well. We can expect to see those Hotel Warriors, I'm sure. For the time being, no defense needed for Merce now that that castle is in his base from Michael Pick. So now Icarius is going to finish up his Castle Age progression. Wolves, hired by the West team, no doubt, and chase these guys down. And now Name Satchel, actually, I just saw this, diverting his flow of units, ridiculous flow of units, to Noadon's base. And this is, oh, I thought he was building making more. So no, just continuous production, 7 more in the queue. And he's going to move up to Noadon's base. Noadon has a tower up, has the town center. Noadon going for handcart, though, so he's definitely trying to boom, get that economy growing as fast as he can. And Icarius going to go ahead and put a forward castle up, kind of a defensive forward castle, get some map control here. But Cataphract already out from Michael Pick. Now, this is going to be a game-changing unit if he can get to engage. But the Cataphract's in the wrong spot. This is now Elephant Archers. Elephant Archers with Bodkin from Goob, and more feudal age goth infantry just swarming Noadon's base. He's gonna catch him unawares here. Noadon not noticing this yet. No villagers moving. The tower ungarrisoned is not gonna be enough, and yep, there's the town bell. So villagers gonna garrison. They're gonna be able to deal some damage and handle these infantry units. But this is such heavy pressure. This is such heavy pressure. Look at the mini-map now. And just units from Name Satchel just continuing to stream. He doesn't care about Castle Age. I'd like to know how many men-at-arms he's made so far. There's a lot of units here in Noadon's base. There's a lot of units in Noadon's base. He's going to try to get this town center up. 92, 93, 95... 98%. Nice. He gets it up. He's able to garrison in. So villagers safe for now, but absolutely zero economy going for Noadon with this double pressure from the battle elephants. Sorry, from the elephant archers, and the just the Goth swarm. Second TC coming down from Icarius, as well as for Michael Pick. Oh, I just saw this actually. So he didn't lose. He didn't lose 10. He lost 7. I believe that means he lost 7. 15 villager losses. So for, excuse me, for Noadon. So taking heavy villager losses, he's going to go ahead and take them out of the town center. He's trying to get some units up. Noadon. Where's the resources? Where are the resources? 519. He's trying to get stone to put a castle up. Needs some extra protection there, but now armored elephants coming in from Goob. I mean, they might not even be needed. These infantry deal so much damage to buildings that that might not even be necessary. Icarius gonna go for some damage here on Merce, but he's gonna run to the castle. Speaking of running into the castle, Cataphract. I mean, this unit looks so sick, by the way. 110 health. Love the armor. Green raids on Name Satchel's base. Few archers gonna go down, but the elephant archers from Goob are gonna be able to clean this up pretty easily. And then elephant archers back here at Michael Pick's base as well, killing some of the trade. I'm taking a look up here and just to make sure we're not missing anything. Noadon, oh good grief, Noadon. He's gonna try to put a castle down with 8 villagers to protect his base, but he's gonna have to move off of it because there is an absolute legion of infantry here from Name Satchel. 35 minute arms, 33 minute arms. This is 1500 health of infantry just in his base. Really well done actually from Noadon, just circling these units around, giving his villagers some time, trying to buy some time to put this castle up. I don't know about this. 16 vills. It's at 40%, and the minute arms are gonna show up. Town Bell gets wrong. Noadon decides to just abandon that project, and good grief, this infantry is gonna bring down the town center no problem. Now pressure here from Pink in Michael Pick's base. Elephant archers and a siege elephant, armored elephant. Cataphract in the town center, probably going to be able to wipe this thing up pretty easily. But the elephant archers are going to be a problem. These are not anti-elephant units, they're anti-cavalry. Well, they're anti-cavalry units as their bonus. But yeah, the town center is going to go down here, and Noadon left with very little to work with. Zagoob's going to be forced out. Michael Pick's got some skirmishers in the queue. Again, those are super cheap from the Byzantines. Continuing to boom back here. And then speaking of booming, Goob on his 4th town center. And 5 docks. 6 docks going up. Heavy, heavy, heavy economy. 35 fishing ships from Goob. Resources collected. I wonder if there's... There are resources for us showing. Beautiful idle TC time from Icarius, by the way. Under 5 minutes still. 30 minutes into the game. This is really well played from him and his economy. And the castle is going to go down, and Noadon left with nothing. Practically eliminated from the game. Not able to get that castle up. Not able to get his economy online. Just shy of enough stone to put it up. And just not enough time. This is just such a huge army from Yellow. Name Satchel still not even on the way up to Castle Age. Who needs it? Who even needs it? He's continuing production. I mean, this is 64 minute arms on the field right now. Just insane numbers. The castle going up here from Merce in his base. An elite skirm is in from Michael Pick. So he's going to be able to fight those elephant archers and the archers from Icarius off pretty well if he matches those up. He skirms out from Merce as well. It is mostly, it's mostly, good grief, it's mostly archer units from Red and Pink. This stream of Yellow is just absolutely terrifying from Name Satchel. Continuing the production. So it does look like he's going to pause it for the time being. So he's housed. The only player in the game right now that's worrying about that. Anarchy coming in from Mirth. Merce. It just now clicked with me that they're both playing as the Goths. So Merce and Name Satchel both playing as the Goths. Anarchy from Merce is going to be able to, is going to let him be able to make the Huskarl. Actually, an incredible play here is going to be able to make, sorry, it's going to be able to let him, it's going to let him make the Huskarl from the barracks. This is an extremely quick, a fast training time unit, and it's an anti-archer unit. And that's all that's in front of his base right now. So if he can spam the Huskarl, they have extremely high pierce armor. 6 pierce armor. These are going to be dealt 1 damage from just about everything on the field except for the elephant archers. These things deal 9. With Bracer now. Pikes, I believe, gives... I don't actually know what that does from Goob. He just got this. Pikes, yeah, okay. Well, they attack 20% faster, so the elephant archers are now going to attack faster. Name Satchel's army is in the base, so red, pink, and yellow are all in one spot here, focusing on Merce's barracks. And this is brutal timing. Merce just needs the economy at this point to be able to start cranking out Huskarl, and he'd be able to sweep up everything else with the help of these cataphracts. But the army count is the problem here. The army count from Name Satchel is just ridiculous, and we're 36 minutes in, and Name Satchel has decided, you know what? Sure, I'll go up to the Castle Age. Goob's in Imperial. His teammate Akarius is on his way up. Elite Ratha now going to come in for Goob. So even if the Huskarl were able to get out, this Ratha unit would be able to deal with that. I mean, to be honest with you, Men at Arms upgraded to long swordsmen even. Huskarl do not do well against other infantry units. They're primarily a quick anti-archer unit. But the numbers from the East team are just overwhelming right now, and it's just unfortunate. The West team's got to be feeling the hurt now. As elite elephant archer is in for Goob, they've got to be feeling the hurt from missing their 3rd teammate, and through no fault of his own, Name Satchel just putting pressure on Merce and then suddenly showing up at your front door. There's not much you can do about that in this situation. So it's effectively a 2v3, and it's just a brutal situation. 3rd castle going up here for Goob, just surrounding Merce's base. They've got no time. They've got nowhere to squeeze to boom back here. Fervor coming in from Michael Pick. I don't actually know what Fervor does. He does have just about 1 billion monks in queue. It's 11 monks in queue, 1,000 gold of monks in the queue for Michael Pick. He's going to want to create some conversions here. He's going to want to get these conversions from the elephant units that Goob has. However, the elephant archers, the elephant units are more resistant to conversions, so not going to be quite as easy as it normally would be, as elephant units are typically weak to conversion. They typically convert very easily. There's 5 castles, 6 castles around their base right now from the East team, and they're just, I mean, this is, yeah, Trebuchet's now going to come out. A massive army sitting outside of their base. The monk production continues to move, and if they have a way to deal with the infantry, squires and chainmail. Okay, so the squires upgrade and the blacksmith upgrade is going to come in for these units. If they have a way to deal with the infantry, which to be honest they do in the form of the castles, the monks getting conversions on the more valuable units here from Goob could be the tide turner. This is a lot of monks from Merce. It's going to be a lot of monks from Michael Pick. But it's just so much. Now trebuchets, this is what they just don't have the answer to. Everything else, there's a potential light at the end of the tunnel, but this is now siege elephant. They deal a lot of damage to buildings, and then trebuchets behind it. More trebuchets behind it, and a 4th castle here from Goob. With mass elite Ratha behind it as well. There's just not much of an answer at this point in the game. The siege elephants might get converted here by the monks. Wait, do they have to walk up, since it's a siege unit, do they have to walk up to it to convert it? Like they do with a ram? I didn't actually know that. I did not actually know that. Ratha in their archer formation. Looks like one of them did get converted, but one at this point in the game, it's just not going to be quite enough. And even if the pink army does get dealt with, I mean, Icarius pushing with just a ridiculous amount of archers, and trebuchets as well from the southwest. Name Satchel falling a little bit behind now in army count, trying to catch up in economy, but I mean, he's done his job, right? Huskarls are coming out now. Name Satchel, at this point in the game, may as well just get his pension and sit back in his chair. He's done his work. A lot of conversions here on these Ratha. The units are going to start to go down from Goob. But again, the trebuchets, elephant archers, regular archers, and trebuchets here from Icarius. That's the problem. That's the problem right now for Merce and Michael Pick. There's just no no answer on the field, it seems. Gotta turn this down a little bit. I mean, this is just, yeah, this is a dozen trebuchets in your base. Merce's base is going to go ahead and get swept up here pretty easily now. Michael Pick, now with siege elephants in his base. The longswordsman, the Huskarl. We see another stream of yellow here. Seems like we're getting a lot of those this game. Merce going ahead and tapping out. I mean, the pressure from Name Satchel early this game is just, it made all the difference. It allowed his teammates to just boom like crazy and create these armies that you see now that are able to just sweep through and deal with everything else on the field. One last castle and town center remaining for Michael Pick. Cataphract's going to try to come out to deal with these, but they don't have their upgrades. They also are solo. Honestly, the upgrades matter less. Point in the game, there's so many units on the field. There's just more that's needed to deal with this, and the pressure from Name Satchel early, just putting an absolute massive chink in the armor of the West team, letting his teammates just boom, get to such an extent that they're able to push with these huge armies and move castles up on the field. I mean, really well played, to be fair, from Michael Pick, putting a defensive castle in Merce's base, fending off the units for the time being, but the economy in the end from the East team just ended up being stronger and enabled them to create the armies needed to put a wrap on this series. Really well played from the East team here. As it looks like Michael Pick and Noadon just deciding not to tap out just yet. Not sure what's left here. There is a wall. There's a couple walls, actually. Huge horde of units is going to sweep up the north side. Noadon, he's still got some villagers on the field. And now Stables coming out from Goob, he's gonna make some scouts. Looks like to try to find these guys. This is just an insane economy here from Icarius, and again Goob, and to be honest, Name Satchel now. Lots of fishing. Icarius, he went for plumed, so he skipped out on the arbalest. He's gonna go ahead and pick up that tech. Respectfully to Noadon, we're going to go ahead and fast forward here. Don't see there being much of an... Fair enough. His town center gets found. He's going to try to run with these villagers. They will be hunted and slain. One last building from Noadon. I mean, we are playing Conquest, so the only way for the East team to actually to win is to either force to resign or delete the last standing building. GG's, really well played here from the East team. Honestly, we're going to have to change this team color to yellow because this was absolutely... There we go. East team, change it over to yellow. Make it name Satchel's color. This guy carried the team this game. I mean, the early pressure on Merce, putting him back, setting him back a little bit, and then just continuing the feudal age pressure, moving it over to Noadon, who was unsuspecting and did not have what he needed to be able to defend from it. Absolutely brutal. Forcing defensive position here from Merce, putting a Michael pick, getting a castle down, protecting his teammate, but then that commitment of resources and time left Noadon partially open to this attack, and just really well played from Name Satchel. Just really great game sense to be able to see that and just move, just leave. You know, he can't really do anything else at that point with the castle there. He decides to go up north and see what he can do to tickle Noadon, and looks like he did a little bit more than tickle. Really well played here. The River Dispute Cup goes to the East team. Looking forward to the next of these series. Looking for the next one. What a great game.